Silver clinks. Glasses chime. A soft jazz hum fills the air, smooth, expensive, careless. The Lenox, Manhattan's crown jewel. Gold chandeliers, velvet drapes, laughter that smells like money. And there she stands, Amara Lewis, her black hair tied neatly under her server's cap, crisp white shirt glowing under the warm light. Hands steady, eyes focused. But inside, a quiet storm. Table 7. VIP, her manager whispers, sliding the tray toward her. She nods, breathes in deep. The scent of seared steak and truffle oil fills her lungs. She walks, heels clicking on marble like a ticking clock. Then, him Charles Denmore, billionaire tech investor, silver watch gleaming like arrogance itself. Surrounded by men in tailored suits, their laughter too loud, too sharp. Amara approaches, shoulders square. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the Lenox. May I start you off with... Charles cuts her off, not looking up from his phone. Water, sparkling, and make it quick. She nods. Calm. Professional. Then one of his friends, slick hair, smug grin, leans back in his chair. Hey, Charlie, he chuckles. You see what's trending? That video where the server speaks 10 languages. Crazy. Charles smirks, eyes flicking up now, landing on Amara. 10 languages, huh? Bet she can't even spell menu in English. Laughter explodes around the table. Her smile doesn't waver, but something flickers behind her eyes, hurt, old and familiar. She sets the glasses down. The ice clinks, a brittle, echoing sound. Charles leans back, sizing her up like a challenge. You know what? He says, voice dripping mockery. Let's make this fun. If you can take my order in Chinese, I'll give you $100,000, cash. Right here. The table roars with laughter again. Someone claps. Someone whistles. Her heartbeat quickens. Thud. Thud. She can hear it in her ears. Sir, she says softly, I'm happy to take your order in English. He grins wider. Oh, come on, sweetheart. You people love money, don't you? $100K for one sentence. In Mandarin. Or are you scared you'll embarrass yourself? The laughter turns sharp, piercing. Her hands tremble slightly, but she steadies them on the notepad. Inside her head, don't let them see you break. Not again. Not today. Her manager watches from across the room, frozen. Other diners whisper, eyes darting, pretending not to notice. The air feels thick, sticky. Charles taps the table with his gold ring. Clink, clink, clink. Tick-tock, waitress. Silence. Amara inhales. The scent of cigar smoke stings her nose. Then she speaks, her voice calm, smooth, deliberate. But not in English. 尊敬的先生，您想点什么菜？我们今晚的特色是松露牛排和红椒酱羊排。Respected sir, what would you like to order? Tonight's specials are the truffle steak and the lamb in red wine sauce. The words roll out like silk, fluent, effortless. The room freezes. For a heartbeat, only the low hum of the jazz remains. Then, whispers ripple across the tables. What did she just say? Wait, is that Chinese? Charles blinks. Once, twice. His smirk falters. He laughs nervously. Cute trick. You memorized that, huh? Amara meets his gaze, steady, confident now. Would you like me to repeat that in Cantonese, sir? Or perhaps Japanese? He stares, lost. She continues switching languages seamlessly. French, Arabic, Russian, Spanish, Italian, each word clear, precise, unflinching. The diners turn in their seats. Phones rise discreetly. Cameras flash red dots in the dim light. Charles's face reddens. Stop showing off, he snaps. You're a waitress. Know your place. Her pulse slows now. Calm, powerful. She leans slightly forward, voice quiet but sharp as glass. My place, she says, is wherever I choose to stand. His jaw tightens. She straightens the notepad on the table, her hands steady. Then she smiles, small, dignified, unshaken. Would you like still or sparkling, Xiansheng? Silence. Heavy. Complete. The waiter nearby exhales as if he'd been holding his breath for minutes. Charles looks around, realizing everyone's watching, every single eye. The jazz stops. only the sound of his gold ring tapping once more. Clink. He forces a grin. Fine, you got your moment. But don't expect a tip for attitude. Amara's lips curl faintly, not in defeat, but restraint. Inside, her heart thunders, but her eyes? Calm fire. She walks away, heels striking the marble in rhythm with her pulse. Click, click, click. Behind her, the men whisper, their voices small now. She really spoke Chinese? No way. That was perfect Mandarin. She doesn't turn back. Because in that instant, between humiliation and triumph, something deeper wakes inside her. A voice. Old. Steady. They will mock your color, but never let them touch your power. Her mother's words, she exhales. Slow, controlled. And as she reaches the kitchen door, someone calls her name. Hey, wait. She turns. It's Charles. Standing up now, jaw set, eyes unreadable. He lifts his wallet. Prove it, he says. Prove you really speak it. Serve me in Chinese for the rest of the night. Then maybe you'll earn that 100 grand. The room goes silent again. Every eye on her. Every camera recording. Her hand tightens on the tray. Her pulse. Slow, deep, like a drum. And she smiles. All right then, she says softly. Let's play. Beat. Fade to black. He challenged her for $100,000, but he didn't know who she really was. Flashback. The screen fades from the golden glow of the Lenox to a gray, cracked apartment ceiling in South Bronx. Rain leaks through a rusted pipe. The sound, drip, drip, drip. A young Amara sits at a wooden table, light from a single bulb flickering across her face. Her mother, Ruth Lewis, bends over a sewing machine, its motor whirring softly, an unending hum of survival. Mom, little Amara whispers, her fingers tracing faded pages of an old dictionary. Why do people laugh when I talk? Ruth pauses. Her tired eyes lift, gentle but burning. Because they don't understand you yet, she says. One day they'll listen. The hum continues. Outside, sirens wail. Someone yells down the street. But inside, there's only that steady machine and Ruth's voice. Learn their words, she says. Every one of them. When they speak hate, answer with knowledge. That's how you win. Amara remembers it like scripture. Years pass. We see Amara as a teenager in public school. Books clutched tight to her chest, sneakers worn, hair tied back. The hallway smells of bleach and sweat. A teacher's voice cuts through. Lewis, can you read the passage? She stands, reading aloud, a soft accent lacing her words. A few kids snicker. Speak American, girl, someone mutters. Her cheeks burn. Inside, why does my voice make them laugh? Why does my skin make them whisper? After class, she sits alone at the library, surrounded by language books, French, Korean, Italian. Her fingertips brush over the covers like sacred relics. I'll learn them all, she murmurs to herself. Then they'll never laugh again. Turn the page. Another night, another tongue. Her heart beats with rhythm, steady and fierce, like drums echoing through generations. At 16, she works double shifts at a diner on 138th Street. The place smells of burnt coffee and fryer grease. Her apron sticks to her skin. Hey, sweetheart, a trucker calls, waving $1. Smile for a tip, she forces one. Walks away. Her manager, a kind Puerto Rican woman named Maribel, calls after her, You good, Nina? Amara nods. But inside, her stomach twists. Later, she wipes tables, whispering to herself in French, in Spanish, in Swahili. The words fall like protection spells. Then, college dreams, accepted into Columbia University, full scholarship. She cries that night, clutching the letter against her chest. Her mother whispers, You earned this. But fate isn't kind. Ruth collapses a month before Amara's first semester. Hospital lights, beeping monitors. The air reeks of antiseptic and sorrow. Go, Ruth whispers weakly. Don't stay for me. I can't leave you, Amara says through tears. Then promise me this, her mother rasps, voice fading. Don't let the world tell you what you're worth. Her hand goes still. Flatline. That sound haunts Amara for years. She drops out. Works to pay for the funeral. Days become months. Dreams shrink into survival. The world outside doesn't care about promise or pain. When she finally applies to the Lenox, a luxury restaurant where waiters wear gloves and smiles, she lies on her resume. Writes fluent in French, Mandarin, and Spanish. The manager chuckles during the interview. Really? Mandarin? She meets his eyes. Try me. He doesn't. But he hires her. And for 2 years, she moves through the restaurant like a ghost in uniform. Graceful, invisible. She watches the powerful eat. Watches them talk about equity and diversity with champagne on their lips, never looking at her twice. But she listens. Always listening. Every accent, every gesture, every word. Her mind becomes a map of languages, tones, and lies. Then one night, a guest from Beijing compliments her pronunciation of "Jishi." Thank you. He pauses. You learned that well. Who taught you? She smiles faintly. Life did. He laughs, impressed. You should use that talent, young lady. Not hide it. His words plant a seed, but fear still lingers. Fear of being mocked, of standing out for the wrong reason. So she keeps her brilliance quiet, hidden, until that night. Cut back to the present. The Lenox glows under chandeliers again. Charles. Denmore's challenge still hangs in the air like smoke. Her heart pounds. The memory of her mother's voice echoes. Answer with knowledge. That's why this moment matters. Not just for her, for every time someone told her to speak American, for every whisper behind her back, for every job where she was good enough to serve, but never to lead. Across the restaurant, Maribel, now head hostess, watches her, eyes wide with pride. She mouths, "Show them." Amara breathes in. The scent of truffles, smoke, and tension fills her lungs. She straightens her back, steps forward, and faces Charles again. Inside her head, it's quiet. Just one thought repeating. You want me to prove my worth? Then watch. Outside, rain begins to fall against the glass windows, slow, rhythmic. The lights dim slightly. And somewhere between that heartbeat and thunder, we glimpse the woman she's become, strong, brilliant, unapologetic, but she doesn't know it yet. That this night will change everything. The cameras, the humiliation, the challenge, and the storm of truth about to come. Cut to black. She thought it was just one dinner service. But by sunrise, the world would know her name. The clinking returns. Plates shimmer under candlelight. But now, every glance in the Lenox drips with quiet anticipation. Whispers crawl through the air. That's the girl who spoke Mandarin. Is he really paying her $100 grand? Someone's live streaming this. Phones lift. Screens glow. A million eyes blink in the dark. Amara feels every one of them. Her palms are slick, her throat dry. But she doesn't flinch. She adjusts her apron, takes the notepad in hand, and walks back to table 7. Charles Denmore lounges like a man on a throne, arrogance wrapped in silk. A smirk plays across his lips as he scrolls through his phone. All right, he says without looking up. If you're going to serve me in Chinese, you better start now. I don't do half efforts, the words sting, but she exhales slowly, in through courage, out through fire. Then she begins. Her voice changes. Low, melodic, fluent Mandarin rolling from her tongue like a song. 尊敬的先生，请问您想喝什么酒？今晚我们有法国红酒和意大利白酒。Respected sir, what wine would you prefer tonight? We have French red and Italian white. The room hushes again. Charles blinks. His friends exchange nervous glances. Sure, he mutters. Red. She nods, perfectly professional, and turns to pour the wine. The sound of liquid swirling into the glass feels amplified. Glug. Glug. Pause. Then she continues, in flawless French, describing the vintage, the aroma, the oak finish. In Italian, she introduces the appetizer options. In Japanese, she politely requests the kitchen to prepare, each word, a blade wrapped in elegance. In the kitchen, cooks peek through the window. Yo, Amara's going off. Is that really her voice? Maribel grips the counter, grinning. I told you she was special. Back at the table, Charles's mask begins to crack. His laughter falters. His posture stiffens. What are you, some kind of language freak? He scoffs. No, sir, Amara replies softly. Just educated. A ripple of chuckles spreads across nearby tables. Charles's friend elbows him. Man, she's killing you right now. Shut up, he hisses, but it's too late. The internet has noticed. The live stream from a tourist's phone is climbing, 20,000 views. 50,000, 100,000. Comments flood in, queen energy. She's teaching that man a lesson. Fluent in 9 languages? She deserves that 100K. Inside, Amara's heart still beats fast. Thud! Thud! Thud, but beneath it another sound, steadier. The hum of her mother's sewing machine. She remembers the words, when they speak hate, answer with knowledge. And for the first time, she feels it, her mother's strength alive in her lungs. Charles clears his throat. You rehearsed this, didn't you? Amara tilts her head slightly. You mean, practiced hard for years while people like you underestimated me? Yes, every day. The restaurant gasps. A low wave of murmurs sweeps through the air. Someone whispers, she's fearless. Charles grips his glass tighter. The stem snaps! Crack! Red wine spills across the tablecloth like blood. He curses under his breath. Amara steps forward instinctively with a napkin. Careful, she says gently. Wouldn't want to stain your image. The line lands. The audience, silent, then erupts into muffled laughter. Charles's face burns crimson. He stands abruptly, voice rising. You think you're clever? You're just a waitress. A performer, her pulse slows. She looks up, calm, unwavering. No, she says. I'm a translator of respect. You just don't speak that language. Silence. Then a single clap, Maribel. Then another. And another. Soon, the entire restaurant joins in. Soft applause that grows louder, stronger, like thunder rolling through marble halls. Charles freezes, eyes darting, realizing he's not the hero of this story anymore. But Amara doesn't smile. Not yet, because deep down she knows arrogance doesn't die easily. She's seen it before. Men like him who twist the narrative spin the truth. And sure enough, he sneers, pulling out his phone. You think this makes you famous? I can buy this place. I can bury you in lawsuits for filming me without consent. A flash of fear crosses her face, fleeting but real. Inside, her thoughts spiral. What if he really can? What if they fire me? What if this goes wrong? Her heartbeat spikes again. Thud, thud, thud. She takes a small step back. The applause fades. The air tightens. He sees the fear, smiles coldly. There it is, he whispers. Back in your place. Then, a voice from the corner, low, firm, distinct. Actually, sir, this establishment records all public interactions for liability. Everyone turns. A man in a tailored gray suit stands, mid-40s, calm authority. Mr. Lang, the restaurant owner. Charles stares. Who the hell are you? Lang's tone stays even. The man who pays her salary. And tonight perhaps your bill. The tension breaks. Barely. Amara exhales quietly, fingers trembling just enough to remind her she's human. Lang nods to her. Continue, Ms. Lewis. Her breath steadies. She switches back to Mandarin, addressing both men with perfect politeness. 先生，尊重是世界上最通用的语言. Sir, respect is the most universal language in the world. Lang smiles faintly. Charles is silent. The crowd knows it. This isn't over. Something bigger is brewing. Cameras keep rolling. Hashtags are forming. The waitress who spoke 9 languages trends before dessert even arrives. But outside the Lennox, storm clouds gather, literally and metaphorically. Because Charles Denmore is not just any man. He's powerful, connected, vengeful. And Amara, though strong, is still just one woman trying to survive. For now, the applause is hers. But by morning, she'll find out what power really costs. The rain slams against the windows. Cut to black. Tonight, she won the crowd. Tomorrow, he'll try to destroy her. Thunder. A deep, rolling growl outside the Lennox. Lightning flashes across the Manhattan skyline, a camera flash from the heavens. Inside, the restaurant feels colder. The applause has faded. Only whispers remain. Charles Denmore sits stiffly now, phone pressed to his ear, jaw clenched. "Get my lawyer," he mutters. "Now." Amara watches from the service station, heart pounding against her ribs. He's not done. Not yet. The manager approaches. "He's demanding to speak to ownership. You should—" Lang's voice cuts through. "I'll handle him." But Amara shakes her head. "No, I will." Her voice trembles at first, then steadies like a drawn bowstring. Lang studies her for a long second, then nods. "All right, but be careful." She walks back toward table 7. Every step echoes. Click, click, click. Like a countdown. Charles looks up, venom curling in his smile. "Oh, look, the star returns. You ready for your encore?" His friends glance between them nervously. One whispers, "Dude, maybe let it go." "Quiet," Charles snaps. Amara folds her hands behind her back. "Is there a problem, sir?" He leans forward. "Yeah, you embarrassed me. Cost me business partners. That little stunt? Already viral." She says nothing. Just listens. "So here's how it's gonna go," he continues, voice low, sharp. "You'll issue a public apology, in English this time. Say you misunderstood my joke. Say you overreacted. Maybe I'll forget this happened." Her heartbeat quickens. Thud, thud, thud. She can almost hear her mother's voice. "Don't let the world tell you what you're worth." Then silence. She inhales. "No." Charles blinks. "Excuse me?" "No," she repeats softly. "I won't apologize for speaking truth." His jaw tightens. "You think you're untouchable because a few people online like your accent?" She tilts her head slightly. "No, sir. I think I'm unbreakable because I learned every word they used to keep me small." The room stills. He stands abruptly, towering over her. "Listen here, you little—" Before the insult finishes, Lang's voice cuts in from across the room. "Mr. Denmore." All heads turn. Lang steps forward calmly, tablet in hand. "We reviewed the footage. You offered a monetary wager in front of multiple witnesses, and she met your challenge," Charles scoffs. "It was a joke." Lang's tone sharpens. "Then why did you wire $100,000 to the Lennox's account 15 minutes ago?" Gasps ripple across the room. Charles's face drains of color. "What?" Lang turns the tablet around, showing the confirmation screen. "Your assistant processed it while you were still live on camera. Perhaps she thought it was real." Phones rise again. Recordings capture every expression, every tremor in Charles's voice. He tries to recover. "Fine, I'll reverse it." "You can't," Lang replies simply. "Funds are already secured for staff bonuses, including Ms. Lewis's, and considering the PR damage, I'd say that's poetic justice." A pause. Then applause again, stronger this time. But Amara doesn't smile. Because she can see it in Charles's eyes. This isn't about money anymore. It's about control. He lunges for the phone on the table, muttering, "I'll ruin you. You'll never work in this city again." Lang steps closer, warning in his tone. "Mr. Denmore, I'd reconsider. The entire exchange has been documented." Charles freezes, realizing the truth. Every cruel word, every sneer, immortalized online. He looks around the restaurant. Faces stare back. Disgust, disbelief, judgment. The arrogance drains from his body. He whispers, "You can't do this to me." Amara finally speaks. "I didn't do anything to you. You did it to yourself." Charles' shoulders sag. The gold ring that once gleamed with pride now looks dull under the cold lights. He grabs his coat, mutters something unintelligible, and storms toward the exit, each step heavier than the last. The doors swing shut behind him. Boom, thunder outside, echoing his downfall. Inside, silence lingers. Lang turns to Amara. "You okay?" She exhales, trembling now that it's over. "I think so." The other diners begin to applaud again, cautious then genuine. Someone shouts, "You're amazing!" Another adds, "That man got what he deserved." A few guests stand, then more. It becomes a standing ovation. Amara's eyes glisten, but she doesn't bask in it. She looks toward the window, where lightning illuminates the night sky, her reflection staring back. In that reflection, she sees not a waitress, but a woman who refused to kneel. Moments later, Lang places an envelope on the counter beside her. "This is the wire transfer receipt. It's yours." She hesitates. "I can't take that." He shakes his head. "You earned it. Fair and square." Her hands shake as she opens it. The printout reads, $100,000. Transfer complete. Tears well in her eyes. She laughs softly, the kind of laugh that sounds like freedom. Lang smiles. "What will you do with it?" She looks up, the glow of chandeliers reflecting in her pupils. "Build something that teaches people to listen," she says. "Maybe a school. Maybe a voice." Lang nods slowly. Then the world just met its next CEO. Outside, the storm eases. Raindrops tap softly on the windows, like applause from heaven. Inside, the staff huddle around her, congratulating, hugging, crying. Maribel whispers, "Tu mamá estaría orgullosa." Your mother would be proud. Amara smiles through tears. I know. The jazz starts again, slow, soulful, full of light. She takes a deep breath, letting the music wrap around her, because tonight wasn't just about proving herself. It was about reclaiming every word ever used to silence her. Cut to black. He walked away humiliated. But what happened the next morning shocked the world. Morning light bleeds through Manhattan's skyline. The rain has washed the city clean, but it's not just water glistening on the streets. It's something electric. A story. News headlines scroll across phone screens, office TVs, and cafe monitors. Black waitress. Humiliates billionaire in 9 languages. Amara Lewis. The woman who spoke truth to power. Of Respect has no accent. Trending worldwide. Clips from the Lennox night loop on every social feed. Her calm tone. His red face. That one line echoing through cyberspace. Respect is the most universal language in the world. It plays again and again. A mantra for millions. In a small apartment on 145th Street, Amara sits cross-legged on the floor. The morning sun dances on her face. Her phone won't stop buzzing. Messages, interview requests, sponsorship offers. But she ignores them all for a moment. Instead, she picks up a framed photograph of her mother, Ruth, smiling behind that old sewing machine. The photo's edges are worn, the glass cracked. She whispers, "We did it, Mom." A single tear falls, landing softly on the frame. Then her phone pings again, this time a video call. Lang's face appears on screen. "Congratulations, Ms. Lewis, the world can't get enough of you." She laughs lightly. "Feels unreal." "Well," he smiles, "let's make it real. The Lennox wants to offer you a position, head of international guest relations. You'd manage multilingual service training, global clientele." Amara covers her mouth, speechless. Her mind flashes to long nights studying under flickering bulbs, to laughter she swallowed, to insults she endured. Now those same words, "You're just a waitress," dissolve like smoke. "I accept," she says, voice trembling. Lang grins, then welcome to leadership. Cut to montage, fast-paced shots, Amara walking through the restaurant in a sleek suit, teaching staff to greet guests in Mandarin Spanish, French tourists requesting selfies, news anchors saying her name, kids from the Bronx watching her clip in class, imitating her poise, her courage. Voiceover. Some people build walls, others build bridges. One language, one act of courage at a time. But the world isn't the only one watching. Across town, in a high-rise penthouse, Charles Denmore stares at his laptop. News articles, memes, mock videos. His name is poison now. His company's stock dips 5% overnight. Board members whisper the word resignation. He slams the laptop shut, runs his hands through his hair. On the TV, Amara's interview plays live. Reporter. "What message would you give to those who've ever been underestimated?" Amara smiles, not smugly but with grace. "I'd say, don't fight hate with hate. Learn their language and make them listen." Charles exhales, long and heavy. For the first time, he looks human, not angry, not arrogant, just small. He picks up his phone, scrolls to her name, Amara Lewis. His thumb hovers over call. Then he sets the phone down, staring out the window at the city that now speaks her name. Back at the Lennox, the dinner rush hums again. This time, Amara moves not as a servant, but as a leader. Her colleagues greet guests with warmth and pride, switching tongues effortlessly. The restaurant feels alive, inclusive, global, her vision in motion. Maribel teases, "Boss lady, we gotta rename this place the Amara." Amara laughs, shaking her head. "No, just teach them all to say welcome, in every language." She turns to a young new hire, nervous, shy, skin the same deep brown Amara once wished she could hide. "Don't worry," Amara tells her softly. "They'll talk down to you sometimes. But remember, your silence has power too. Use it when you choose." The girl nods, eyes wide, inspired. Later that night, when the last table is cleared and lights dim, Amara steps outside. The city hums, taxis, laughter, rain puddles glinting under street lamps. She feels the breeze lift her curls, the air alive with possibility. A man passing by stops, recognizing her. "Hey, you're that waitress from the video, right? The one who spoke Chinese?" She smiles. "Among others," he grins. "You gave a lot of us hope, you know that?" She nods, touched. "That's all I ever wanted." He walks away. She looks up, toward the skyline, where storm clouds have finally cleared. She wasn't rich. She wasn't famous. She didn't have a platform. But she had her mother's voice, her own worth, and 9 languages worth of courage. Soft piano begins. They mocked her accent and found out it carried history. They tested her knowledge and discovered wisdom. They tried to humiliate her, and she taught the world to listen. Amara closes her eyes. The city breeze carries faint echoes of her mother's sewing machine. We're like applause from another world, she whispers in Mandarin. "Mama, 我做到了." "Mom, I did it." Fade out. Words appear on screen, white against black. Some people build walls. Others build engines that change the world. If this story moved you, share it, because every act of courage deserves to be seen. Cue music swell. End credits roll with her laughter echoing softly beneath it.